Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to say Ka Halal Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect, pushing His word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy to the sincere outcasts that listen. For the Hebrew Israelites, we come in week and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which is ruled by Esau, Edom, which is known as so-called white man. And we're here to speak to you Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. According to scriptures, you guys are Israelites. And we're only here for the elect. So you want to...
Yeah, Genesis 3 and 15, that's where the point is made. I want you to read up in regards to what you just said in prophecy. Read from the 14th verse.
Okay.
And then that 15th verse is loaded, well, both verses. The whole thing is a wonderful parable, and that 15th verse goes into a lot of the situations in the light of Bible prophecy for this time, more than ever. But it sets a tone. So read from the 14th verse.
Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent.
Okay, that serpent there is Esau. That's the red serpent. Read.
Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle.
Hey, keep in mind he's cursed. All right. We can also probably touch on real quick some of his curses. All right, as opposed to his blessing, because his blessing is also his curse, but that's a different thing. Go ahead.
And then it says, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field.
Beautiful. That cattle is representing peoples. Okay, all the other nations. All you other nations. All right, you're under Esau. Okay, and the scriptures clearly declare that, but they're also cursed. And that's what it's talking about when it says cattle, you other nations, and also the beasts of the field mentioned. There's other... Go ahead, brother. Bring it out.
The second Ezra 6, I was holding it in 53. Upon the 6th day, because 52 goes into Leviathan and the creatures in the water, right? So on the 6th day, thou givest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. That's the record.
Yeah, and you can, that's just to back it up. Yeah. The beasts there are you nations again, and then it calls them also cattle, right? Which is the same thing, right? And after their kind, you have a lower end cattle, but it's just declaring, hey, that's your beast. You nations. Go ahead, brother.
3 and 18 too, if I
Right on.
Yeah, all right.
We can even talk about why they're finding it, why you're called that, because the laws were not given to you. It was never given to you. It was only given to Israel.
Right.
Yashar Allah. Read, brother.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 18, I said in mine heart, concerning the estate of the sons of men, that Yahweh might manifest them, and that they might see that themselves are beasts.
Okay, so that proved that point, what brothers speak, that men are beasts, right? And they're also creatures, right? So because of Esau tainted way and view of the world is hypocrisy. Yeah. When he said the word creature, you think that's some ugly thing, but creatures look like the word creation, man. Right? And so back to Genesis 3 and 14, the brother started reading and said, because thou have done this. So what is this Most High speaking about? Go to Genesis 6, and it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So that's what the brother left out to say she have done this. And eat doesn't mean she actually eat a literal fruit, because we're taught in Christianity that she actually ate an apple. Like, apples don't make you sin, man. It's actually good for you. Alright? The whole apple is good, the seeds, everything, is very good for you. But that right there, the Bible says you learn, through that precepts, I can understand it. So you precept Genesis 6 with Hosea, chapter 10, verse 13. And it says, ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity. that's what she had done. Okay, she went to the other nations. When now we know through the scriptures, or spirit, that the nation that we're speaking of was spiritual Edomites, man. They weren't red back then, okay? But with the same spirit as in Esau today, that's all he speaks is lies. That's what Eve did. She went and took counsel from liars and brought that same wicked spirit put onto her by Esau to her husband and caused her husband to go off. Okay? So that's what they've done. Alright? So now, select your brothers. Back to Genesis 14, are you reading?
Yeah, okay.
So I'm bringing it up because, like, you said, because you've done this. I want to know what she did.
What you did, yeah,
Yes.
no, that's perfect, yeah.
Okay, so Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and the dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
So we know it can't be a literal snake as well, because snakes don't eat dirt or dust.
That's
Don't
right.
walk.
Okay?
They don't walk.
I remember before I came to the truth, I was dealing with that because, you know, all of us as in truth at some point was in some form of Christianity and have our own plantation understanding. So I was a part of study with the witnesses, and they had a literal snake, right, crawling on his belly, draw a picture of a snake, and he was eating dust. You know what I mean? And I thought that, and that's why with them that they don't deal with ventriloquists, because they're saying Satan used ventriloquism to make the snake talk, right? So the actual snake was a ventriloquist. He was talking through the snake, right? So he thought, yeah, snake was talking.
That's crazy.
And they don't let their kids watch cartoons because cartoons draw like a bear is talking, a duck is talking. And I go, that's wickedness. Like ducks don't talk, and bears don't talk. So it kind of made sense to you in being not knowing, you know, say, yeah, it's true. Don't watch cartoons.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Right? So that's what. So now we get understanding, right? Through the Most High dealing with us, you know, well, through our apostles and the others, you know, give us an understanding from the Most High. You know, we understand that that's not madness, man.
You know what's crazy about that too, because at the time when the church, like early in the 1500s, at a point when the Bible started coming into different versions, the church didn't want you to teach your kids the scriptures in the house, right? They wanted them to teach it, which goes to show that Esau, even before you get up into a church, you're going to already be indoctrinated to believe whatever is being taught in the church, just because of everything. Esau's system's all wickedness, so it all connects together anyway. Because a good point, because you watch cartoons, you see animals talking, someone saying that, it's not going to really cross your mind unless the Most High is dealing with you. You know.
Beautiful point. Yeah, I need to just bring the precept out. So we mentioned so many things there. There's lots to cover. In regards to when you read verse 14 and talk about the serpent, and then then you read down and it talks about there are cattle, and so forth like that. This is a precept here in Psalms 119 verse 69 that proves the point. This is Psalms 119 and 69. It says, "The proud have forged a lie against me." Now, this is King David, actually. I think it's King David speaking. It could be, I'd have to look at it again. But he says, "Forge a lie against me, but I will keep thy precepts with my whole heart." Now, this precept here, in its simplicity, and it's powerful, by the way, proves that the serpent, the law wasn't given to them, or it wasn't given to the cattle, you nations, because it says the proud. Okay, that's what I wanted to mention there. Right? It's fact. It's factual. We have many more precepts, but this is just one of the ones that came out. And yeah, that's the one I want to bring. Okay, continue, brother.
Verse 15, Genesis 3 and 15. "And I will put enmity between thee and the sea and the woman."
All right. Hey, this word enmity, brother. Brother, can you get the word enmity?
Yep.
Pull that up, because it says the Lord is going to put enmity, right? Like tons of scriptures on this. Okay. Second Ezra should come up 6 and I think it's 6 and 9, right? Or we can go to the part where we're in the belly, right? But
Have the meaning?
you got the meaning?
Yeah.
Bring it out. The word enmity.
And its synonyms: hostility, animosity, animus or indicate deep-seated dislike or ill will. Enmity, which derives from an Anglo-French word meaning enemy, suggests true hatred, either overt or concealed.
So,
Hostility implies strong,
beautiful.
open enmity. Yeah.
So this destroys the so-called Christian, so-called plantation Christianity philosophy about the Lord is all love. Like love in the sense of how they interpret it, gobbledygook shit. The Lord is balance. The Lord is everything, but He is righteous. He's talking about it really in a righteous sense, right? Because the Lord is the one that made that righteous decree that cannot be changed. That He put hate, He's going to put hate between two families. Right? So the scriptures then should come out. What you got? The word hate now. This enmity. So that's what we're going into.
So we're going to go to Genesis 25, because that enmity, it says between thee and the woman. So the woman there is Yasharallah, Israel.
Okay, beautiful point.
Jeremiah 6:2 says Israel is likened unto a comely, beautiful and comely woman. So that's where we get that woman from, and it'd be a hatred, perpetual hatred, between a specific two nations specific.
A perfect hatred. Hey, Esau, it's a perfect hatred.
Okay. So Genesis 22, 25 and 22.
Read.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, let me go up to 21.
Yeah, go on.
And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. So this is where the enmity is beginning, right? The struggle there, and the tussle. And she said, if it be so, if this is of the Lord, why am I thus? Why am I going through this pain? Why do I'm barfing every morning? And
well, if I may say, right, you're reading the prophecy when Esau would come back. Jacob and Esau. Let me say it the right way. Jacob and Esau would come back, who they were Cain and Abel, if I may recall. Cain and Abel, right? That enmity was already there, right? Because the Lord said that He was going to do it. But we're seeing it reform again. We saw how it came back in the 12 tribes, right? That's what I wanted to mention. So it was already there, but this is the revelation, just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
Brother.
if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So right there, you have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris swearing on the Bible, talking about they're going to bring all nations together. I guess I didn't read it, because the most is about separation. Right? So you're talking about you're bringing all nations together. That's the Bible. You got to read about it, man. Because if you read it, you see that right there and say, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this. So I continue. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Perfect hatred, because that, and it's interesting, right in there within that decree that the Lord set up, showing you that it was a foundational thing that the Lord set up. Those how would you say, characteristics will further the enmity that the Lord has set up. That's how I get it, right? Jacob's always going to be greater than Esau. Esau's number 2. Read. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 137 and 7. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof."
And that word raise it there is mean destroy, man. Destroy.
Yeah. Like erase it, you know.
And who's he really going after to destroy first and foremost?
Esau.
Right?
Yeah, Esau.
Yeah. That's just for the camera. Just get it out for those at home.
I'll read it one more time. It says Psalms 137 and 7. "Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom," and that's Edom is the nation of Edom, which it means red. right? Idam, and then they are the descendants of Esau, which his name is Ishashwa, wasted away is he, and they represent the white people today on this earth, and they still have that same spirit on you tribes, because you have their leaders like Bill Gates, who is a descendant of Esau. I'm just using him for an example. He wants to push this vaccine on you to kill you, right? So they still have that ancient hatred, right? And it says here.
Okay, so it's, they have that hatred. Let's understand it's the spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
You put that spirit on, you have to do it. And we know what side it's talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. So this is a total eradication. They want to eradicate all of the Israelites. They said to the foundation. And you know what the foundation really starts off with? It really starts off with Yahushua. When you go back into the books of Ephesians and Peter's, it talks about how he's the chief cornerstone.
Right.
And you had other Edomites in the ancient world, like King Herod, who wanted to get rid of Yahushua. So these Edomites know that Yahushua is coming back, but they want to stop it.
That's also why they didn't want us to know who we are. Because Yahshua Allah, you know?
Well, yeah, that's
understand these scriptures.
his deceiver serpent side is coming out, which is part of that enmity, right? But when it's exposed, when we talk about it and bring it out in spirit and in truth on the right-hand side, this man gets really upset.
Yeah.
He gets really upset,
Yeah.
right? And that's our hatred that the Lord put in us. Because, hey, normally, if a normal Jake would love Esau, but even though that enmity is there, because it's the Lord that would hold that enmity back, if I may use it like that, say it like that.
Yeah.
Until he finds out that rascal, hey, this man is a serpent. This man is the devil. Hey, the men of the Lord say that every day, and we're tired of this kingdom.
Right.
Really, we are. Right? But it's the Lord, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yoshai,